Okay, what is going on, guys, and welcome to a different type of video of mine. A video that I've kind of done my absolute hardest to kind of shy away from, but something's happened in the last like 2 or 3 days that I kind of want to change something, and I'm gonna tell you guys the events of that, what that is, and it's kind of personal, which is one of the things I kind of like to stay away from, not because I'm like afraid of people like seeing what happens in my life or anything like that. It's more so just because I try to show you guys the happier things. I try to make you guys smile, all those kinds of things, so I kind of suppress everything else when making videos, etc. So in this video, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be taking a leap of faith and just telling you guys something that happened, and something I feel like was a big thing, so I felt like I needed to tell you guys some, and it's also me getting some stuff off my chest about YouTube and about some stuff that you guys may never have even known about. So yeah, also guys, this is like the third time I've done this, fourth actually. The third time I tried, and then I just kind of blanked out on the storytelling, so that's something I'm horrible at. Anyways, so the other time I kept stumbling over my words, which guys, I'm not used to this, so I'm not great at it. So this is my first kind of time doing this kind of thing, so I might stumble a lot on my words. Apologies in advance. Yeah, the fourth reason is because I wasn't recording in 1080p, and I figured my face would need to be pretty clear because stuff. Also, I got lighting. That's a thing. My face is kind of shadowed. Also, this part right here might be just dark as Satan right there. That's like really okay. Good, you can't even see the wardrobe, but it's just super dark there, so it might mess up my green screen. So you might be seeing a lot of stuff right here that's just like green screen video mess ups. I don't know, hopefully not. It's probably gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. Anyways, guys, so let's start from the story from the beginning. And I'm not gonna lie, it has some parts in there that it's pretty not great. By the way, I probably have gameplay somewhere around me. I don't know, maybe it's Destiny, maybe it's Watch Dogs, probably Destiny. It's definitely Destiny. I got like 60 Destiny gameplay videos. It's amazing. Anyways, let's get on to the kind of personal note. God, I'm bad at this. Anyways, so let's start from the beginning. So I was eating I was eating dinner with my family, and my dad said something at the table, and we were just having like a normal conversation. It was good, but then my dad said something, and he said, we got on the topic of something, and he said, adapt, overcome. And for a while now, my brother's been saying this, and I don't know what it is, but it just hits me just the wrong way, in the wrong spot. And you know how when something hits you and you don't even really know why. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but I can explain it exactly like that. And my dad's, I was telling him that I don't like hearing that. I don't really like when people say that. Can you not say that? Because my brother's been saying it in advance for like 3 months, so I knew I didn't like it. So I told him that, and he was trying to explain to me that he didn't know the way he meant it wasn't meant in any sort of mean way, so I shouldn't perceive it that way. And he was kind of wondering why I did, and I kind of just opened my mouth, and some stuff flew out. And first thing about me, guys, I just want to tell you guys, you may not, like, I know you guys can't really absorb what kind of person I am in real life, but one of the things that I do, guys, is I do my absolute best to not be ungrateful for anything. Like, breathing air in itself is just something to be grateful for. Anything, like, all the things that I have is I'm super grateful for, guys. I never take any of that thing for granted. Yeah. In fact, I'll knock. You guys will hear me knock on wood. That's not to make fun of it, and I'm not super superstitious. All I think that knocking on wood means is it's showing that you're grateful for what you have. That you would take enough time to not have that happen just by giving that little. And I'm not sure if a lot of people would even know what I mean by that, but that's what it's just a way for me to be like, I'm grateful for what I have, not trying to be ungrateful. That's what that is to me. Some other people may disagree and just say it's a superstition. I don't do it for that reason. Anyways, so he said, and another thing, again, whenever I've always been treated on the kind of fairly my entire life. It's not fairly. I've always been treated, fairly, but I've always been treated kind of like just like everyone else, which is awesome, and I'm so happy that that's an actual thing. Anyways, so he asked me why did I perceive that sentence like that, and I told him that I don't feel like it's right. I feel like I didn't feel like it was okay for someone to say that to me, because, well, here's the thing, guys. I was actually born with small hands, kind of somewhat disfigured-ish. I don't know. It's something, this in comparison. This is what holding a controller looks like for me. The green screen probably messed it up, but I can barely do it. This is a water bottle. That's my head size compared to my hands. So again, this may be a better example of it. Anyways, it is what it is. I can't change it. In fact, I would never change it because it helped make the kind of person that I am. Anyways, so that was one of the things that, I was born with. And, on top of that, guys, I'm not trying to have a pity party, guys. I'm just trying to tell you guys what happened in my life kind of thing. Anyways, so I was born with small hands. I was also born with quite a bit of, like, things kind of wrong with me. Like, I had to get like a needle injected into my head because I wasn't getting enough nutrients. I was also born with a learning disability, but by the time my school found out that I had a learning disability, it was too late. I've already missed like 5 years of actual school that you're supposed to learn, like grade 5 and down. I just missed out on all that kind of stuff. So having a learning disability and disfigured hands, kind of. I don't like to say that because that's not really what they are. I can do anything that anyone else can. It's just they look a bit weird, like I'm missing a couple of bones, which sounds disgusting. Anyways, so yeah, also having a learning disability and having, kind of, again, disfigured hands, it kind of leaves you no space to not get bullied. And having a learning disability means you're in classes where people are, surrounded with people who are mentally handicapped, and that's fine, and anyone who's like that, they're great, fantastic people, fantastic human beings, but, that was just a thing. So when someone says that to me, adapt, overcome, especially that I was been born with hands that were like this, that were like missing, like, take a knuckle, like cut your hand, you know how you have like 1, 2, 3, almost like 3 bones that help you like twist? Mine don't do that. I have like two bones. So it's like a lever almost, just like that. That's it, that's all I have. So I'm not trying to be like, boo, that's all I have. But yeah, that's all I have. And for someone to say adapt, overcome to me, it hit a nerve because of the fact that I've been doing that ever since I was, born. And it just didn't feel right for someone to say that because it's just like, you shouldn't say that to me. Like I've been doing that for my entire life. And then that's the part that kind of got me. And I'm not gonna lie, I started to water up, tear up, and etc. And I was telling my dad that it's been quite difficult doing that. I've been doing that since I was a kid, and it's quite hard for you to tell it to me. I already know that kind of thing. So it hit me that moment. In that moment, I kind of figured out that I was kind of just kind of sad that my life was like the way it was. And again, I never draw any attention to it. Like, if I had small hands, if I couldn't do something, I figured another way out. Or, if someone was ever like say anything bad about my hands, I kind of just brush it off and thought, nah, I'm fine. I'm super grateful for everything I have. Some kids are born with like no leg. I still can use my hands, all those kinds of things. So I'd block the idea of feeling sorry or sad for myself completely. So when my dad was saying that, I replied and said it to him, and then my mom, I started to cry, right? So she was sitting at the table too. So she said, you can't do that. You can't bottle stuff up like that. And that's one of the things that I have been doing for a long time, ever since I was like a kid. Okay, here's the thing. Someone can say you bottle stuff up, or someone can say, don't say, what is the saying? It's, if you have nothing good to say, don't say it at all. And, that's one of the ways you could say it. Another way is you bottle stuff up. The third way is you don't want to hurt anybody. These are all things that I feel. Well, especially when I was a kid, I really didn't want to, make anyone sad. I still don't at all today. So that's kind of a reason. But again, I don't want to make anyone feel sad. So I, again, bottle it up. Why make someone feel sad? Why tell someone something that may hurt them? So that's always been my mindset. But my mom was like, it's really unhealthy. And she was absolutely right. And at that moment, I started, I wasn't crying because I was like, boo-hoo me. I was crying and I didn't know why. I was like, why am I watering up? I wasn't quite crying, I should say. I was like, one tear like fell every like 2 minutes. So then I kind of was just like, I told my mom that like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'd much rather not do that. Like, why be honest if it could hurt somebody? And, again, it came back to that. So I was telling her that, and he's like, it's not healthy. She kept saying that it wasn't healthy that you do this. You need to say stuff. You need to talk. As much as horrifying it is, you need to do that. So I did. I started telling her all the kind of stuff that I just, kind of was just kept in a bit, the fact that, I didn't, it was more stuff like at home, like, I started like opening up, kind of telling my parents like some things that I was holding in. And then my dad said something that it made me have an experience that I am fully terrified of. It happened 3 days ago, by the way, so it's kind of fresh. Yeah. So my dad said this. He said, I can't even imagine what kind of life you had. It must have been extremely hard for you. And when he said that, for some reason, I looked at him and I said, can you please not? And then my mom and dad started talking about my hands. And I leaned to them and I'm like, can you guys please stop talking about this? For some reason, it's making me really sad. And I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know what's happening, but please stop. And my parents they kept going because they didn't want, again, they were trying to get me out of bottling stuff up. So I just, again, started crying. Not even like tear every 2 minutes. I mean, I was just done. I was just bawling at this point. And something that happened is, I kind of finished my eating. At that point, we kind of talked for a while, so I was finishing, and I got up, walked to my room, and my dad wanted to wash his hands. He said a couple things, and I was just like, yeah. And I went into my room, and this is where the really sad but also horrifying thing happened, is I lost my shit. And I mean lost my shit. As soon as I closed my door, I locked it, and I just, I was trying to get out of there as fast as I possibly could because I could feel like I was like, yeah, bye, thank you. And just walked into my room, and I was trying to hold in every last tear, and as soon as I closed the door, I just lost it. And here's the thing that's scary though. I want to make this very clear. I had no idea why I was crying. And it was the fact that I never paid attention to the fact that, yeah, stuff was hard. And, at that said moment, all those emotions and all, you hold stuff up for so long. And this was kind of, how people say, hold stuff in, so people that don't say anything or people that kind of bottle stuff up like me will eventually explode. This was my explosion, except at least that's what I think. I'm not like a psychiatrist. Anyways, so this was my explosion, I think, but I'm happy that it wasn't like a physical anger one where I like beat the shit out of some kid and it kept pounding his face, and it was more of like just another type of explosion, I guess. So I'm happy it happened in this incident, but I'm pretty sure I had a breakdown, like or something like that, a nervous breakdown, because again, I didn't really know why I was crying. I kept thinking, there's so many things to be grateful for. Why are you doing this? Why is my body reacting this way? And again, I shut my door, locked it, and then again, all the tears started falling out. And it got so bad to the point where I had to lean over. Like, I had my bed is right there, so as soon as I walk in, I just put my bed on the feet part, the kind of like the bar that comes up, because it's like a bed's here. It's like here, and then there's like this little tiny other piece thing. So I put my hand on that, and I had to lean over, and I just, like, all of it started to come out. I couldn't even explain it. It's just, and I had one of those breathing moments that was hyper breathing, except it wasn't like it wasn't one of those. It was again, it's exactly like, it was almost like you were shivering, but I pushed out all my air, and yeah, it was one of those things, and it got so bad, like after like a minute of doing that, just breathing over my thing, I dropped and just started just losing to my knees, and just started like losing my shit. And it was because like at that moment I finally kind of came to terms with the fact that it was pretty difficult. Again, I don't like saying that because there's so many things to be grateful for. There's so many things that are like that. And one thing, guys, I just want to backtrack really quick. I know we're into a moment that's kind of like really, oh my god. My dad asked me something as well. He was trying to understand why I perceived it that way, and he was still trying to make me understand that he didn't mean that way, and I knew that. And he was just kind of trying to understand that. So when he said that, I said to him that it's not right. You shouldn't tell someone to not take something a certain way, because you have no idea what kind of things they've had to deal with that make it so tender. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I gave him this example. It's kind of quite big. Say the Twin Tower incident, the horrible tragedy. Say a woman loses her son in that horrible incident, and say she loses her son, and some guy accidentally touches upon it, and how many lives were lost, and then that woman just absolutely starts just losing, like just crying her eyes out, and the guy's like, oh, I didn't mean it in that way. It doesn't matter. She perceived it in that way, and you can't tell her that that's not right for her to cry at that. You know, you can't tell someone that that's not okay for them to feel sad because of that. You guys get what I mean? And you know, I tell my dad that, and I guess he's like, oh, I guess that's, you know, that's true. So anyways, that was just a quick conversation I had with him, like, you know, when he was asking those questions. Probably should have said that earlier. I'm bad at these. Anyways, so again, I dropped to my knees and just started just bawling, and I can't stress enough that, like, it was full on lost it, by the way, but I didn't know why. Like, you know, I couldn't think. It wasn't like I lost a family member and I was hurting. I didn't feel like sad. I just felt like my body was literally just leaking, and it was, I guess, my version of exploding. And I just sat there, and I just kind of went through my entire brain and kind of like, fuck it. I was like, yeah, it was pretty hard. Yeah, I did get bullied. Yeah, I hate seeing people every single day in my, you know, special learning class. It's summer, so I haven't seen them in a while, but I hate seeing people that are in that class and that just don't give a shit about school, because it's like, I would kill for your brain. You have no idea how hard it is just to remember one tiny thing. Yeah, that's why I can't stand it, is because it's like, if you only knew how hard it was for me just to remember something, if you only knew how awesome your brain actually was, not to compare brains or anything like that, but it was just one of those things where it's stuff like that drives me nuts, and to have to deal with that every single day, to see people that are just blowing shit off like, oh, school's not a big deal, and it's just like, dude, I would kill for your brain. It drives you nuts, and it's really like, man, if I could only like kick your ass in gear and help like move, like you don't understand how great you have it, kind of thing. Not to say that I have it bad again, but it was just one of those times where like things like that, and you know, the hands, you know, that was a really soft subject, because again, I've always been treated like normal, like just like normal. So for my dad to say that, yes, you did have it hard, was kind of like, I guess, like, you know, it hurt a lot, because it didn't hurt, it felt like relieving, but it also opened the floodgates to my damn bubble, my damned condensed pressurized, you know, explosion almost, where he cut the valve to make it go bang, and again, it just flooded out, and I couldn't help it. It just kept going, and yeah. So, you know, for him to say you had a hard life was like, I guess, and yeah, and you know, hands not being able to grip things. You know, people saying, "Oh, I wish I had your hands." No, you fucking don't. Okay, you don't. Trust me. You don't. Don't get me wrong. I love my hands. Wouldn't trade them for the world. They made me who I am today. But you don't. Like, you don't understand how hard it is just to do the simplest task. You have no idea how little muscle I have in them to do certain things. And again, I don't want to be that pity party, but it was just kind of what was going through my head at the time. And eventually I calmed down. It was quite a while. I mean, like, it was long enough to the point where my body felt physically just dead, like sore. I mean, like, to the point where, because think about crying in an act. Just think about like being sad, not sad so much as like crying. One, your body's tensing up because, like, you know, I was breathing kind of rapidly. You know, I kind of got down, and I was shaking a bit. So, you know, I was breathing quite heavily. I think about that all happening in your body. Your body's physically making liquid for your eyes. You know, its brain is like going through thousands of emotions at once. And on top of that, your muscle, whether you know it or not, is flexing and trying to figure out what the hell's wrong. You're going through all of these symptoms. Your body is going to feel sore afterwards. Your body's not sore so much as like uneasy as a thing. So after it was done, I was like, I never want to feel this feeling again. And that feeling is when you hold something in, you bottle stuff up, and it explodes, and you have no idea what's happening. Yeah, no, I don't ever want to have that happen again. So, yeah, just here to tell you guys some honest truths about me as a person and about YouTube and some stuff like that. So that was an experience that happened 3 days ago. It was pretty difficult. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about, that's it. That's the story. I know it's kind of sad. I know it's not like the happiest thing. I did my best to kind of like try to neutralize it. Yeah. Again, guys, don't be like telling me stuff in the comments like, oh, it's so hard. Oh, I'm so happy I seen, like, don't worry if you say I'm happy you see the thank you for, like, you know, seeing me as a human and stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, just don't be right in the comments pity. I really, if you guys know me, I don't like that at all. I like to be fair. I like to be treated fairly, I guess. Anyways, so yeah. So let's get back. Let's just get on top of some stuff that I just want to kind of. Again, I don't want to ever bottle stuff up again, so I'm gonna tell you guys some stuff just straight up with you. Yeah. So guys, for YouTube wise and for growth, growing on YouTube to me is terrifying. I mean, terrifying. You guys might be like, why? You know, why is that scary? Well, guys, if you ever met me in real life, you know that I'm a very to myself kind of person. You know, I usually don't talk to people unless I'm talking to, and then I'll just talk the shit at you. Like, I'll just have a hell of a conversation and you just gotta break my kind of little tiny bubble that's really thin and easy to break. But yeah, I'm quite a to myself person. I'll do my work, peek up. Basically, who I am, I could sum it up in like a couple words. It'd be like I look down, but I keep my head down, but I look up, and that's kind of my gist. Is I've always, you know, kept my eyes open, looked forward, but always had my head down. So that's the kind of person I am. So I've never been the person that's just like, look at me, look at this. I've never been that guy. So again, for the idea of that some people, more like 1,000 people maybe someday would watch me is, what the hell just fell? That's a cord. The idea that someone may, you know, that many people may like. I'm not like upset about or sad about being judged. I couldn't care less. I am more not upset. I'm more nervous about having all those people look at me for once. Like not to say for once. Like I've never had like, you know, people be like, oh wow, good job or anything like that. It's just, yeah. Growth on YouTube has scared me for a while, and I'm starting to wonder why. You know, basically, fuck it. In a nutshell, that's kind of foul. Fuck it. I'm gonna be going for the gold now. I'm gonna be trying to grow my channel, make a community, make a place where people can, you know, smile every day, all those kinds of things. And on doing all that, I'm gonna still try to shoot for my goal. Of course, I've already done some couple things to actually try to get it, like try to be moving in a direction, kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, guys, that's just one thing. One thing I want to tell you guys is that, you know, I've always been quite terrified of just growth in general, and I don't see why anymore. You know, just that breakdown in itself is kind of like, I've been through a lot of shit. That's the least of my issues I had to go through. Fuck that. In a nutshell, that's it. So yeah. What else? It's more. I'm gonna drink some water. My mouth is. I can taste my nastiness. That's nasty. All right, guys. Yeah, this is also kind of like a channel update. Forgot about that. Anyways, guys, I am almost there to making my evolutionary stuff on YouTube. By that I mean, like, you know, coming up with my own kind of outro. I like the way it looks. I like the way the vibe is, etc. You know, coming up with my own kind of style, I guess. All those kinds of things. You know, I'm super happy about that. Like, they're coming along quite well. I like the face cam editions. You know, although I'm not fantastic at it yet. Like sometimes I'll just make stupid moves. Like I'll record a face cam when I'm like I've been editing all day and I'm super tired, and I've decided that was a good idea to do a freaking face cam. So my mouth is just like just like having a stroke mid face cam, and yeah, I have to do a lot of cutting out or a lot of like just whatever. It's fine, kind of editing. So yeah, there was another thing. Right. Guys, again, I've already told you guys I want to kind of make my community / like, you know, I kind of want to build my community on the Borderlands community. So the pre-sequel, I'll be trying to do a lot of stuff of the Destiny. I'll also be trying to do a lot of stuff of, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not so sure about games like Don't Starve. Don't get me wrong, I'll play it whenever I feel like I want to play it, but don't feel like it's gonna be like a consistent series. Like, don't worry, I'm trying to do daily Destiny. I kind of take, like, I think 2 days off of daily Destiny just because I uploaded Don't Starve and I kind of forgot I was trying to go for daily, so that was just a shitty mind thing on my part. Like, physical mind part, like I didn't think. So yeah, apologies on that. By the way, Destiny, I really gotta get better at the idea of, like, again, I've been so scared about growth that I've been so in my bubble about doing things. So say, you know, doing something creative in a game, again, I've shied away from because I know that would probably do well. I've shied away from making guides because I know that probably would do well. I've stopped making character guides, which I'm very decent at, But again, I've stopped doing that because I'm scared of growing. Like, my most viewed video is a character guide on Dead Island. Why haven't I done that? You may ask. Why haven't you made, like, you know, a 2.0 when you actually know how to talk and not stutter? I'm scared. I'm scared of growing, and that's been the gist for a while now. Don't be like, you shouldn't be scared. I already know. I'm already on that boat where it's just like, fuck it. I've been through worse. Fucking bring it. Bring it. Anyways, so yeah. That's been a factor lately. Guys, I think that about wraps it up. We talked about kind of my experience 3 days ago, which I kind of wanted to get off my chest. Kind of just want to tell you guys what the hell's up. If you guys notice, I might be like more fuck everything kind of thing in my video. Not like a bad way. I mean, like, in not letting stuff bother you, not letting stuff bottle up. And that's why. Kind of want to give you guys that heads up. Also, I thought you guys might want to know a little bit about me. Again, I'm not trying to be like, I'm oh, boo-hoo me. No, of course not. I'm, again, grateful for everything I have. I have such amazing opportunities at my, you know, everything like that. I'm so happy for. Again, that's not an issue. It was just the fact that I never expressed any of it. Like, you know, you should go through some sort of thing where it's just like, yeah, it was kind of rough. That's it. You know, that's all I really had, except mine was, except you should do that every once in a while. I didn't do it ever. So that's why I had such a massive like, boom kind of thing. Anyways, so yeah, so I told you guys about that. I also told you guys about my fear of growth on YouTube, hence why I haven't made anything that I, would be popular. I'm not a stupid person. Like, I know I've been on YouTube since I was 9. I'm currently 17. I know how it works. I know what does good. I know how, people do things, etc. Just right now I'm just trying to stand out, trying to get my bearing, trying to make my stuff a little bit more, eye-catchy, like the outros and etc. So, yeah, those things I kind of got down, but the other things I don't. I don't. I could easily is not a good word. I could venture off and do them. Again, scared. I'm not anymore. I'm not doing a lot of stuff. Just random stuff. Fuck it all. I move my head like a lot. I'm a kind of person that moves my freaking body when I speak. So you can imagine how hard it was learning to commentate and not move. It was extremely difficult. Anyways, so I've also told you guys about, the Destiny, how, again, I just recapped that I kind of want to be making those games my community kind of thing, because I think it's just such a game that a lot of people can be amped for, and a lot of people can grow with you for, and all those kinds of things. My original goal, always, though, is it's awesome if you subscribe to me for a certain goal. I kind of want you guys to subscribe to me for me, and I know that sounds selfish and kind of like self-loathing or loving, I guess. I don't know how you'd say it. Full of yourself kind of thing. It's not the case at all. It's just the people that I subscribe to are up in my top 3, which are like Morning After Kill, Al Chest Breach, and there's Achievement Hunter Rooster Teeth in general. Those are like my top 3 people. And I subscribe to those people because I love the personality behind them. I love the fact that they were different. I love everything about those 3 people. Or like 7 people counting the achievement hunters. Anyways, so yeah, that's been always my goal when doing these, is I want people to subscribe for the person, not so much the video game, which is a part of the person. So ergo, that's why I do. Anyways, that's always been my goal. It's pretty hard to ask because, just the way things happen, it doesn't really happen. Usually people catch you by a video, and then they're like, oh, you're not too terrible. Then they check up on you, and they see, okay, this video is currently 30 minutes, and there's not a lot to cut out. Guys, thank you so much for just, listening. Again, I'm not sure if you guys want to know this kind of stuff. I wouldn't mind making I've already mentioned Morning After Kill, guys. I freaking love the person. He made a series called Road to 30. I'm not sure if you guys want to hear more about who you're listening to. I've always liked it, but I'm not sure if you guys want to. But essentially, I think it'd be nice. But also, I'm not sure if you guys want to hear all that. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, guys, tell me in the comments. And please, again, bear with me with the whole feeling taking pity, etc. Don't get me wrong, if you've gone through similar things and, you want to tell me something like that, absolutely, dude, I'm there with you. Anyways, so, again, guys, thank you so much for just listening. Appreciate it. Again, tell me if you guys want a series where you kind of just want me to talk about this kind of stuff. Not just tell me personal stuff that's happened with me. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys should tell me what you want. I don't know. God, that's an attractive... For triple chin. I love it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. 4th time I said this. Bye, guys. And again, thanks. Bye, guys.
Jesus, that was real. Anyways, guys, I thought I'd link you to a video that's kind of special in a way. It's a video of one of these series that I did, which was in a part where I was actually trying to actually grow my channels. And then I kind of got into the bubble of, not wanting to grow and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, this was a video series in which I was doing my best to absolutely grow my channel, etc. So I thought I'd link you to link you to that video because I believe it was, it was one of the videos I actually really tried on. And yeah, look forward to bigger and brighter things. Bye, guys.